Welcome back, Tarot fam. We're still talking about RFK Jr. and Donald Trump and the marriage of these two guys. So we will be right back. Welcome back, Tarot fam. So I'm loving this marriage of Donald J. Trump and Robert Kennedy Jr. I'm absolutely loving it. So since the occasion where RFK Jr. stepped down and announced that he would be backing Donald J. Trump, he's been posting away on X. He's been posting some really neat stuff up there. So talking about unity, honoring our past, honoring our failures, but still honoring our successes and using those to kind of springboard into a more successful future for America. I think it's really quite amazing. Pardon me, I'm still recovering from the flu. But one of the things that everyone is talking about is that Donald Trump may have asked him to be vice president. So let's take a look at that before we do anything else. Oh, and by the way, please like, share, and subscribe. And there's a join button if you want to join the cookie jar and be a member here on my channel. Also, my Tarot 101 class is going to be up and running very shortly. There's currently a Lenormand class on my digital academy and a free tarot class that you can take to get yourself all ready before you want to take the 101 class. So if you want to learn how to read cards like me, you can do that at my digital academy. Also, there is a 20% off sale for the remainder of this month. September 1st, it goes away. So get in there. If you want to book a private reading with me, make sure you do so. All links are in the description and in my bio on the main page for my YouTube channel. So let's get going. So let's take a look at, did Donald Trump ask him, RFK Jr., to be his VP? Was that a discussion? And to be sure, I've had the flu since Friday. It is now Sunday night, and I haven't watched any news, and I haven't watched any YouTube, except for the Duchess of North Sussex. I watched her video her live the other day. I was going in and out of consciousness the whole time I was watching it. So did he ask him to VP for him? I think that there was a discussion about why it is important to have unity together, but now is not the time. The time may be in the future to work together. So this really does say, I would like to see you in my cabinet. I don't want to share the stage with you just yet. I am of the opinion from the last reading, and if you haven't seen it, go back and look at part 1. I'm of the opinion that Trump is going to set him up for candidacy on the 2028. So, I have said that I thought Ivanka may be on there, but I'm thinking he may want to have RFK Jr. take this over. Maybe Ivanka's kids are going to be still a little young. She does have young kids. So may want to wait a little bit longer on her. She may not be the 2028 candidate. Maybe she'll be the 2032. Holy crow, did I really say that? So let's see. What did they discuss behind closed doors together? What did they discuss since all of this? What are they discussing? What are they talking about, these two guys? What do they have in common? So, whenever I do love readings for people, I always say, you have to find your common, the common morality, the common values that you have. So let's see what their commonalities are. So they both like to work hard, and they both know that we are at a precipice where things are changing, and they know that they both have the glamour and the ability to make change against the state currently and to root out what's going on. So that is what they have in common. They have that in common. Now, there is a suspicion that RFK was pushed out of his role. You pushed me down the stairs. Name that movie. If you name that movie in the comments, it's going to be so much fun. You pushed me down the stairs. I'll say it one more time. So what don't they have in common? Where do they find friction between themselves? Friction in how they express themselves. Now, I'm already seeing this in the difference between how RFK Jr. posts on X and how Donald Trump posts on X. So very different approaches to communication. So they differ on the messaging that needs to go out and how that messaging should be delivered. They differ somewhat in their beliefs and their ideas of equality. So I think RFK Jr. does support more government programs that would assist and help. His sister, or I'm sorry, his aunt founded the Special Olympics, a noble cause, absolutely. His mother, Ethel Kennedy, has been involved in numerous altruistic causes. The Kennedys are known for getting their hands, rolling up their sleeves, not getting their hands dirty, but rolling up their sleeves and getting involved in different altruistic endeavors. So this doesn't surprise me because I don't think Donald Trump, while he likes to be generous, it's a different kind of generosity than we see coming from the Kennedy branding. Kennedy branding really is more lifting up people out of the dregs, whereas Donald Trump is like, I'm going to set up the scaffolding for you to hop on and you can make do with the tools that I'm giving you, which really is a Democrat Republican kind of concept there. So their ideas about justice in terms of lifting people out and bringing them to the fore and providing success are a little bit different. So this is where they're going to differ. I'm very curious if RFK gets into his cabinet, the arguments that they're going to have. I think this is going to be very interesting, and it'll be about where we're spending on charity stuff, what funding we're going to cut. Now, in the last reading, I did show that RFK Jr. said, we've got a lot of fat that we got to cut off here. Now, is that fat in terms of staffing or is that fat in terms of spending? Kind of feels more like staffing. We've got to kind of cull some of the bloat that we have in terms of positions and really streamline things. So I think that they're going to differ on that. This is where we're going to find some friction. This is where things are going to start to come to a grind. So what else can we expect out of them? I talked briefly about, their differences in justice. So, truth, justice, in the American way, very Superman-y kind of thinking. Here, the Kennedys and Trump have lived a charmed existence. You have to say it. There's no way around it. They have lived a charmed existence. The amassing of wealth for both families, it's very hard to understand how regular people live. Now, I do think that they try, but try. you forget after a while. I think this is going to be a problem. Now, I don't think that they're completely blind to the fact that regular people like you and I are paying a quarter more for our groceries, minimal, a quarter more for our groceries. I don't even know what the percentage is for our for just petrol fuel going in the car. I know that our electric bill went up astronomically. It's frightening how high our electric bill went. Don't tell me that it's summertime, because it's not the same as it was last summer. So I do think that they're going to differ on certain elements of how programs will work, how we're going to assist people. Also, I think immigration is going to be a little bit of a rub for the two of them. I think it's going to be very difficult, because I think that we are going to see more people, if Donald Trump gets elected, I think we're going to see more regular people that came over as illegal immigrants or across the border, however you want to phrase it. I think we're going to see a lot more of them going back and saying, hey, come back through the proper channels, appropriate people that are not criminals or dangerous or anything like that. I think we will see a lot of people that are, basically on the dole, on government support here, that are going to get sent back to their country of origin. I think RFK Jr. is going to disagree with some of that. So, we will see. Again, we're speculating that, Trump gets in, he gets elected, and RFK Jr. is brought into the cabinet. Remember, there's always free will with tarot, so there's always a chance that we can change the future. So it's one of the things I do in my readings with my private clients. We can always change your future and find the yellow brick road where we can go to. So how did they need to work with each other? How did they need to work with each other? They need to have less staff and take their time. It's going to take a lot of time to undo what they have to undo. So taking their time quietly together, or not necessarily together, they're not going to be working, hand in hand. Separate quarters for this. So RFK Jr. and this is the thing, like Trump is gonna have to give some agency over to RFK Jr. and let him kind of do what he does. He's gonna have to allow that and roll the dice with this Wheel of Fortune here. Just let him do what he does. And I don't think that Trump is a micromanager. I think he is the kind of boss that gets good people, puts them in, lets them do what they got to do. Let go. Here, I'm going to take the reins off. You do what you got to do. So I think that really is the best way to do it. Now, RFK Jr., does he work that way? I think he will get more comfortable with that, but I think he does like working with the team. I think he likes having a number of people with him. I think he likes running it up the ladder. He's certainly going to like being close to the source of power, the ultimate source of power. So being right there in step with Trump, I think, is something he's going to have to get used to. At the same time, Trump's going to have to understand that when you give this kind of agency over to an individual, that you are kind of unplugging your influence on it. So he can't be upset about what the turnout is. So, is that going to work? I think it'll work. It'll be a case by case situation. There's going to be some stuff where RFK comes back and says, this is my proposal for XYZ. And Trump goes, this is crazy. We're not doing it. You're fired. There's going to be circumstances like that. They have to really start to intuit each other. And that's intuitively, they're very blocked off. Psychically, they're very closed off to each other. And that you have to do that when someone is is another candidate or competitor. You have to psychically close down from them, because you will telegraph your intent. You'll telegraph certain things to them through your body language and through your language and through your actions. So I think they've been closed off to each other. So psychically, they need to open up to each other a little bit more, and they'll work somewhat better together on that. So this video went a little bit longer than I expected, and I'm about to start coughing, so I'm going to cut it short. Thank you so much for watching. In the next one, we're going to talk about MAHA, the new Make America Healthy Again. So we're going to talk about that in the next one. I'll see you all soon. Again, please like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next one.